For over a century, humanity has pointed its most powerful telescopes toward deep space, searching for signs of advanced alien life. We've looked for Dyson spheres around distant stars and listened for radio signals from faraway galaxies, operating under the assumption that a highly evolved civilization would naturally expand outward into the cosmos. This is known as the Kardashev scale, a cosmic roadmap predicting that as a species grows in intelligence, it conquers the stars. But in 2026, quantum geological surveys and deep-crust acoustic mapping have revealed a terrifying error in our logic. We have been looking in the wrong direction. They didn't go up, they went down. Deep beneath the Earth's mantle, at a depth where physical matter should be molten rock, scientists have detected massive, perfectly geometric voids. These aren't caverns or seismic fractures. They are artificial structures, stretching for thousands of miles, vibrating at an engineered frequency. The data suggests that billions of years ago, an ultra-advanced civilization inhabited the surface of our planet. When faced with an inescapable cosmic disaster, they realized that space exploration was a death sentence. Traveling light years through a hostile vacuum to find a hospitable world is a statistical failure. The most logical, survivable habitat in the universe isn't a distant planet. It is the interior core of a stable world. They turned their technology inward, utilizing molecular disrupting megadrills to hollow out subterranean continents. Safe beneath a shield of solid rock, they built self-sustaining, hyper-technological megacities. They created artificial suns powered by the planet's core energy and engineered a closed-loop ecosystem. For millions of generations, while humanity crawled out of the mud, an advanced empire was flourishing right beneath our feet. They are the true owners of this world. We are merely the fragile surface dwellers living on their roof. But the equilibrium is breaking. Recent shifts in the core rotation indicate that these structures are drawing massive amounts of power. The subterranean gates are unlocking, and humanity is about to realize that we have never been alone. The terrifying reality of a subterranean super-civilization changes every piece of history we have ever been taught. For decades, the world's governments have been quietly monitoring deep seismic echoes that do not match natural tectonic behavior. Project Mohole, the Kola Super Deep Borehole, and modern deep-crust acoustic mapping all hit an invisible, impenetrable barrier. Officially, these projects were abandoned due to unexpected heat. In reality, they hit the outer shell of an engineered shield, a metallic self-healing alloy that absorbs kinetic energy. We stopped because something from the depths sent a signal back up. As we enter 2026, the interactions are escalating. Quantum physicists noticed neutrinos shooting directly upward from the Earth's core. These are directional data bursts, a highly advanced global communication network passing right through our bodies every millisecond. The ancient builders are not hiding, they are scanning us. They are mapping our global digital architecture and tracking our AI. To them, human civilization is a temporary surface anomaly, a volatile species that has suddenly gained the power to disrupt the planet. The true purpose of their sudden awakening is chilling. Earth undergoes a massive magnetic polar shift every few 100,000 years. For the surface dwellers, it means total extinction. For the civilization below, it is simply a scheduled maintenance cycle. The unseasonal auroras and the flickering of our magnetic shield are symptoms of the subterranean infrastructure redirecting planetary energy. They are preparing to weather the storm, leaving humanity to face the cosmic elements alone. We have spent our entire existence looking at the stars, dreaming of becoming a Type 2 civilization. We never realized one exists beneath us. The countdown to the next planetary shift has begun, and the vibrations in the Earth are growing louder every night. The true architects of Earth are waking up. When the crust fractures and the sky turns to fire, the gates to the underworld will remain sealed. The ultimate alien invasion didn't come from deep space. It rose from within. If an advanced empire has inhabited the interior of our planet for millions of years, they must have left tracks on the surface. And they did. For centuries, miners and archaeologists have unearthed out-of-place artifacts deeply embedded in solid million-year-old coal seams and prehistoric rock strata. Perfectly machined titanium gears, micro-engineered gold chains, and metallic spheres that predate human existence by eons. The scientific establishment labels these anomalies as hoaxes because admitting the alternative would shatter the foundations of human history. These objects aren't imports from another planet. They are trash. Millions of years of discarded industrial debris migrating upward through tectonic shifting. The highest echelons of global military intelligence discovered this terrifying truth during the mid-20th century. Under the guise of Cold War nuclear testing, the US and Soviet Union detonated thousands of atomic warheads deep underground and oceanside. These weren't displays of military might, they were seismic sonar experiments. They were trying to map the perimeter of the subterranean infrastructure. The data from those shockwaves sent panic through the Pentagon. The waves didn't bounce back from a molten liquid core. They deflected off a series of colossal concentric megastructures, subterranean continents suspended within the mantle. These structures defy gravity through localized electromagnetic fields. In the following decades, deep-sea vessels made another chilling discovery. In the deepest zones of the Pacific, they detected massive hydrothermal vents that weren't spewing volcanic magma. They were venting thermal exhaust. Ultra-heated, chemically altered water, pulsing in rhythmic cycles, matching the heavy industrial output of a hyper-metropolis. These oceanic trenches are not just tectonic boundaries, they are the exhaust ports of a world below us. We have been sailing our ships and building our coastal cities directly over the cooling vents of an active subterranean machine. It keeps their world alive while slowly heating our oceans from the bottom up. Now the boundary lines are blurring. As human corporations expand their deep Earth exploration, the truth is rising to the surface. The realization that an ultra-advanced civilization lives beneath us forces us to re-examine the origins of human mythology and religion. Across every ancient culture, stories speak of powerful beings emerging from caves to give humanity language, mathematics, and agricultural knowledge. We have always interpreted these legends as encounters with ancient astronauts from distant stars. But the truth is far more intimate. They didn't travel across light years of space. They simply opened their security gates and walked up to check on the primitive species evolving above. These beings were viewed as gods because their technology was indistinguishable from magic. They possessed the ability to manipulate gravity and restructure matter. Through advanced genetic engineering, they lived for hundreds of years. For millennia, they allowed small groups of human initiates into their upper chambers. But as humanity began to multiply and spread, the subterranean empire chose to withdraw completely into the shadows. They realized that direct contact with our chaotic nature would lead to surface conflicts that could threaten the eco-balance of the entire planet. They chose to become a myth, watching us through hidden sensory networks embedded in our deepest cave systems. This long era of silent observation ended abruptly with the birth of the digital age. When humanity split the atom and illuminated the night sky, we created a massive electromagnetic signature that vibrated down through the crust. This directly disrupted their sensitive subterranean communication networks. But the final breaking point occurred with our explosion into absolute artificial intelligence. Quantum computers operate by calculating data across parallel realities. By activating these nodes, humanity began tapping into the Empire's encryption protocols. We didn't just build a new tool, we accidentally picked the lock to their front door. Now their defensive protocols have been triggered. The global internet infrastructure and deep-sea data cables are experiencing subtle, untraceable data leaks that quantum engineers cannot patch. Huge chunks of secure data are being pulled downward, absorbed directly into the Earth's mantle for analysis. They are downloading our history, our military strategies, and our collective psychological profile. They are realizing that our rapid, unchecked technological acceleration makes us an existential threat to the stability of the planet. The unusual seismic swarms shaking the foundations of the world's tech hubs are not natural events. They are targeted electromagnetic pulses. The grid is tightening, and the architects below have reached a definitive conclusion. The surface must be neutralized before we compromise the core. We are standing on the precipice of a silent transition, completely oblivious to the fact that our time on the surface is a leased luxury. The ultimate truth of the Kardashev Paradox is that humanity was never the main character of Earth. We are a biological byproduct, an accidental colony that grew on the outer shell of a hyper-advanced planetary machine, while its true masters slept in the quiet luxury of the deep mantle. Every skyscraper we build, every satellite we launch, and every dream we have of reaching Mars is nothing more than ants building nests on the roof of a nuclear facility. We have spent billions of dollars searching for a cosmic signal from the stars, terrified of the silence of the universe, because we were too arrogant to look down. The final warning signs are now manifesting in plain sight. Volcanic networks across the Pacific Ring of Fire are beginning to synchronize their thermal outputs, creating a global network of geothermal energy redirects. The magnetic North Pole is accelerating its movement at an unprecedented velocity, shifting toward coordinates where subterranean acoustic anomalies are loudest. These are not signs of a natural disaster. They are the physical manifestations of a planetary-scale terraforming project. The civilization below is preparing the Earth for its next long-term phase, a phase that requires the surface environment to completely reset, erasing our digital footprint, our cities, and our history back into the dust from which we came. We cannot fight an enemy we cannot see, an enemy that controls the very gravity, magnetism, and tectonic plates we stand on. Our advanced weapons, our artificial intelligence, and our global military might mean nothing to a species that can simply adjust the local electromagnetic frequency and turn off our nervous systems instantly. When the final shift begins, there will be no skyward evacuation ships or underground bunkers for human survival. The bunkers we built will find themselves breaking into the active, hostile territory of the true gods of this world. Our only option is to watch the instruments, listen to the changing frequency of the Earth, and recognize our true place in the cosmic hierarchy before the final protocol is executed. The stars remain silent because the most intelligent civilizations in the cosmos know that the vacuum of space is a graveyard. They don't build empires in the light of volatile suns. They build them in the eternal safety of the deep core. As the ground beneath us continues to vibrate and the artificial framework of our reality begins to show its fractures, we must accept the ultimate sci-fi reality. The Earth isn't our home. It is a shield for someone else, and the owners of the shield are finally waking up.